Let's go.
Now you hear us. Now you hear us. Now you hear us.
Love, family. Familia, ¿cómo estás?
Actually,
I'm listening on too, so I can let you know what it sound like.
Yeah. I'm not gonna put that microphone on. It's been a minute since we've done this, man.
My mic is good. My mic is good. Yeah.
That's good. Mine should be pretty good too, actually.
Yours, let me hear you.
I might be low, but right now I'm good now.
But let me see.
Now I'm good now.
I'm gonna wait till I hear you.
I think I'm okay. I should be pretty good now. I think I put it up higher, so I'm okay now. If anything, I'm a little too bright, but it's okay. It's okay though. Anyway, man, we hear the manuscript. According to the meters, you should hear me pretty well. Yeah,
you are.
Probably it's probably worse.
You were like, I'm good.
It's probably worse when I turn, maybe a little bit when I turn this way to talk to you directly. But it's because I don't want to drag the mic on the other direction. So.
Now you good, my guy. What's up? I love it.
We here live, man. We here live. We with the more time. Yeah, it's Monday again. We met last week. We talked about some stuff last week, man. There's a lot that's been happening. Last week, we talked about family, what family means to us, and man, interesting enough. Not only the family, we also talked about men's mental health awareness, man. So if you tuned in, it was pretty cool. Rob and I had a little bit of a challenge to ourselves, and we have an update to that challenge. Actually, my phone is being used, which I'll go back to it. But this week is supposed to be a second part of men's mental health awareness challenge, which the last week was nature walks.
Yeah.
Walking in nature for at least, I was saying 10 to 15 minutes. I think we went with half hour, which I said was ambitious, but half hour nature, spending time in nature. Yeah.
You know.
And then
go ahead.
What's on your mind?
No, because I was like, damn, you know what? I didn't even know we said. I forget that we said half hour because I was in there just. I would have spent more if I could have, but I had caught a stomach bug.
Yeah.
As you know, we gotta know. Yeah. And 30. You know, I had to go take a shit. Keep it keep it real with y'all. It's a struggle. Like it was like but I made myself to get out there. Like so let's say I try to keep that challenge, and I was able to the first 2 days. I couldn't, but then getting out there, it was actually really nice, man.
That's good. So it worked out. You know, I'm glad you were able to, just being in nature. So it still did some recovery, although you told me you were.
Bro, I was with the water bottle drenched. Like, yo, they probably thought I was coming from a whole other city.
He's like, this guy's not from around here. What are you
just
doing?
Walked over here from the 50,000 miles. Like, I was looking crazy, boy. But
you made it.
It was actually really liberating to just not care.
Yeah?
Bro. To just kind of focus on, you know, how many times have you gone around and seen people like, man, they're going through it.
But
they're not there thinking like, oh, they must see me going through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, word, don't do that.
They're just going through it.
Yeah, just going through it. And I just said, fuck, I'm going through it. I'm going through it, and just pour this water on my head.
It was hot. It was humid. It was humid, man. These last week sometime. And then, of course, we got hit with some rain here in New York City. So
on that Puerto Rican Day parade, shout out to that.
Shout out to the Puerto Rico. Oh, man.
They ain't had to throw no water on their head for that.
Which, yeah, man. Got the gallo. Yeah, man. Puerto Rico Day parade. Some updates for this week, man. But going back to just how we start, man. How you feeling? Now that you know.
Yeah, I let y'all know how I was feeling. I'm feeling so much better. So much, thank God.
Good,
today I actually was able, because of all of that, I had to, I guess I didn't have to, but I definitely made it a mission to book my first 60-minute deep tissue massage.
Yep.
I recommend
that's
that
self-care right there, man. Talk about men's mental health month. Hey, fellas, for Mental Health Awareness Month in June, get that massage. I'm gonna book my shit actually. Now that you said that, after we're done, for real.
Yo, yeah.
Got spots, man. It's about time.
Yo,
book your massages, man. If you can, if you can't, you know.
Yeah, there's some good places out there. Yeah, I'm not balling like that,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying. There's good spaces for like it's $50 what my charge was for the 60 minutes, and my guy knew. The minute I told him, I had to. I said, man, I wish I could point it to you, but oh, you gotta. Can I point it to the maps? He's like, yeah, of course. And I said, so I feel the pain around here. He goes, oh, then I must be going for the right margin. You know, he's just saying all these scientific things. I'm like, oh God, okay, yeah, I'm like, boy, you know what he's talking about. Let's get to it.
Yeah, man.
So what do you need me butt naked? I was like, 'cause you sound like you know what you're talking about, man. No baby oil, you know. I say, what you need from me, boss? What you need from me?
Yeah.
So what you need, boy?
The 11 track. That's
I was
funny.
ready.
Nah, that's what I said.
I needed that, man. How about you, man? Talk to me.
Oh man, it was so last week as far as the challenge go, so I know I talked about how I cheated a bit because when I go to work I do go outside, so I try to like let me spend time in nature. So I still was able to do that cuz I walked for lunch last week. Let me see, then Friday I actually I told my coworker I didn't do this. So remember I went to a work event. I walked a lot, bro. I'll spend time in nature on the outside too.
Nice.
So I just did a lot more walking last week, going to places. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, I really try to like the challenge was in the back of my mind still to some degree. Like this nature walk. So it was kind of cool to do that, man. I'm not gonna lie because I even had a moment. I was out in CT helping out in the garage
man.
and I just took a moment. I'm moving around, and then I just stood out there, man. I'm like, wow, it's cool. I'm outside, and then the trees started hitting me. I just stood outside. And it happened to me twice. I'll show you the picture, but I took a picture of when I stepped outside towards the evening on Saturday. It was raining a lot. I don't know if you remember Saturday, and then all of a sudden it cleared up. The sun came out for a bit, and I was like, whoa. And then the way it looked, man, it looked like the streets almost looked like a Hollywood scene with the artificial sun, like almost, you know what I mean? Like it looked like a set. It was crazy. So, yeah.
With the sun gleaming off the street.
Yeah, it was like this is interesting. So, yeah, I got to spend time in nature.
Twice? You said twice when you stepped out. You saw that?
Yeah, that's 2 different times. So it was really nice to be able to do that and reflect on that, and then also just getting to spend time with people. Like that's always a good thing. So.
Yeah,
man, pretty smooth.
Your family graduates.
Shout out to all the graduates too, man. Shout out to all of you, all the graduates for this 2025.
Very proud of you.
I know it's rough. I know it's not easy. School's not easy just to get it done. I mean, we know school is a sham. You heard it all. School's not for everybody, but still, if you got it done, you got it done.
No, and on God, it was the completion. Like, give respect to what you completed.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that we try to complete out here, many journeys we take that we kind of leave by the wayside, unfinished. So, you did it, y'all. You did it. Like, that's it. Happiness to that. Love to that. Because I struggle with that. I want to get masters, and you can always get that. You know what I mean? But you gotta tell yourself like, nah, you completed something that's good. You want to get the next thing, go for that. Don't discredit what you got.
Nah, man, I think a lot of us do that as well. Yeah, and it's hard to, I think with student loans and stuff on the college level and above, people sometimes feel jaded and hate their experiences.
The ladder's always going higher.
But yeah, man, shout out to graduates. And again, there was other big kind of quick news happening this week. And the finals started, NBA Finals, Game 1. So last time we talked, we knew it was going to be the Thunder and OKC. And 2 great games already we got in a week. So by the time we talk next week, we could have a very interesting scenario where either a team will be up 3-1 or they'll be tied 2-2.
Oh, yeah. Really? By next week we can have that?
Because it's 1-1 going into...
Yeah.
And we're going to have 2 more games afterwards.
Just 2?
Yeah, I believe so. Game 3 is on Wednesday. And that's because they're flying out to Indiana. And then I think
the next thing will be like Saturday?
Saturday. So,
wow, yeah.
Yeah. So by the time... So right now, Thunder and Pacers are tied 1-1. With them... Yesterday's win was... on Sunday was...
that was a
OKC.
1-1.
Yeah. Which are pretty... Yeah, pretty dominant win, I would say.
Yeah, it was convincing.
It's interesting. We're either going to have a 2-2 series next week, Or so real quick, which one would you think if you had to choose one? Are we gonna have a 3-1, or are we gonna come back next week and talk about a tied series at 2-2?
I want a 3-1.
Woo!
I want a 3-1.
Going which way?
I want a 3-1 going. I want a 3-1 going the Pacers' way. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know why?
The
you know
East
why?
is taking it. The East is taking it.
I want the East to take it, and then I want New York to come hungry for that. That was yours, New York. That was yours. That's ours. You know, respect to y'all, Indiana. You
Good
take
story.
that.
All right,
go
good.
get that. But I want that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then, also, because we never had a 3-1 comeback, but OKC got the historic defense. Can they make that comeback that we've only seen once ever by LeBron James?
Oh, no. Now you're talking different now.
I'm talking history. I'm trying to
If
see
next
things.
week we come back to this and we're talking it's 3-1 Pacers, and then OKC comes back and wins it the next time we talk, that'd be nuts.
Oh my God.
We gotta set aside some special. We will have to live stream that episode somewhere special.
You know,
love
to that.
Might have to hit up RBI crib and do it over there, man.
I've been thinking of doing. I saw that people do watches. Yeah. And I was like, man, that's kind of cool. All the smoke was watching it live. And I was like, nah, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think you and RBI would be great for that because y'all would do that naturally if you're already watching the game.
We live bet together.
So I think and that'll be good for the channel. I mean, hey man, if y'all could make it, I know Wednesday's game 3, and then I haven't checked, but I'm gonna go with Saturday. But I don't see why they would give, because that would be a 2-day break between game 3 and game 4.
It's either Friday or Saturday for sure. Yeah.
Either way, by the time we come back here, because if regardless, the series will go back to OKC, and I think they're gonna get the 2-day rest.
But they keep doing that, right? Because they just play Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Maybe. All right. So that was cool. That's the NBA news. Is the Puerto Rican Day Parade as well. You didn't get to go to anything. You weren't feeling well.
Shout out to my niece.
Yeah,
God
shout
bless
out to Patch, man. Our boy Patch was there. He went to the festival. Yeah,
Patch was there too.
Oh, that was good. So your niece went.
No, my niece was another
birthday,
just a beautiful event. That's why I was in my head. Like, and we were on live last year, and I was over there expecting her deliverance.
Yeah.
And here she is, just making her sweet one. Yeah, man. God bless her.
God bless
her. But I wasn't
able
to be there for that. I plan on visiting the family though for the week.
As always, man.
Yeah, man. That sickness was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, yeah, see how that go. I hope everybody paying attention to that, man. His family's important, man. He's gonna go visit, and we talked about that last week again.
For sure.
What family mean to us. So that's what's up, man. Hopefully you do get to visit, man, because you don't still get to celebrate.
For sure. Trust.
No.
For sure. Trust. No, it's happening. I don't want to play. I don't play games like that. In my mind, especially when you can see it. Like, I'm big on, like, if my schedule doesn't comply for it, then fine. But if my schedule does, I'm not one to be like, oh, but I really gonna go and play basketball with ALBYBEATZ first, and then I'll see you like then. I'm not doing that. So luckily my schedule's free, so it's gonna be this week.
There you go.
But what I wanted to also say was that I would love to put that on blast. That I'm on my Monday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be one of those guys. Or is that day? Was that Wednesday? Was that day 5?
Yeah.
What was that? I'm talking about no smoking, guys.
Okay.
I'm talking about no smoking.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, yeah.
Your boy's on his 5-day detox, no smoking.
Well, okay.
I want to put myself on blast right here. Because, not that I need this, but I just also wanted to share it. Because I'm proud of myself. Because I've been struggling. I didn't think I could go a day without him. It's going to get one puff at least. And, you know what I'm saying? But now I have been going clean. And I'm, like, grateful. Thank you, God. Like, I'm ready to just tackle that, man. I want to tackle that and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So that's been the week for me, man.
That's beautiful,
and hopefully that shit just continues. It actually is like a little self-challenge that I never thought of that I would have.
Yeah. Well, because this week we said we will do, it was the nature.
Gratitude to fathers.
I thought that was the second. Oh, well, when is Father's Day? Oh, it's Father's Day this week, Sunday. Yeah. Yep, so there it goes. Yeah.
That was it.
So the second week challenge for Mental Health Awareness Month is really to reach out and send some flowers, push it forward to a man in your life, or if you haven't had the opportunity, it is Father's Day on Sunday. We talked about that last week again, so we don't have to. We're not gonna get into it too much today, but yes, Father's Day is Sunday, and so yeah, we will put the challenge for this week is to really push yourself to send a message to that. Again, a person in your life, preferably a man. Let them know. Just check in on them, have a conversation, or again, pay them a compliment. Right, push it forward.
And if you don't know anyone, I remember we said last time that keep your awareness out to, like, when you just see someone in your regular everyday. Just doing something that you find whatever commendable, it just touches your spirit, that you know what I'm saying, like, love, right. Pay that forward, like, show some love, like, say it.
And I could say that there's a lot of ways this week to pay it forward, man, because I don't know if you know what's been happening, because what is the protests in LA. I don't want to call them riots, man, because they're not riots,
No, they're not riots at all.
There's people there's a lot of chaos happening, sure, but
it's not riots at all. This ain't the Capitol. That was a riot. That was a storm. Let's keep it real, y'all.
Yeah, so these people are fed up, and yeah, man, I think this is big news. I don't know. That was one of the things that was on my mind coming into today, because I have been on the news. I don't know. Have you seen much of it?
I peeped it.
Okay.
I'm not too keen to be able to like carry like more conversation than that. I'm definitely.
Okay, it's good to know. It's good to know. No, I mean, well, what I know is So paying it forward again. There's a lot of men. There's a lot of men on the front line, fathers, I'm sure, because as you we've said this. It is a very it's a sad thing that we're witnessing, right, with these agencies and authorities who think they could just snatch people from their families, man. So I think what sparked it is the raids that's been going on, and one of the egregious ones that I've read about was them snatching a kindergartner, like in school.
They recently that I heard that.
Yeah. So and it's like a snowball effect, right? Of like so now you have people really saying like, nah, you're not, and in a very like. What I'm seeing, man, I mean, people get pushed to this point. I mean, if you really study history, people want to ignore history, but like this happened in 2020. I mean, we're 5 years removed from the George Floyd sparked protests, right? George, and that was crazy, man. That was a time when, remember, even here in New York City, they were breaking windows in Fordham and all that. There were community members who were upset because I think, yes, in that time, there were people that were taking advantage and were really rioting. But then, that was really taken away from the people that are just really trying to send a message and trying to send a message to our government that, like, come on, y'all, we gotta do better. You know what I mean? We have the power, and so that's how I see it now. I'm just monitoring it because this is a very interesting time right now, time period. The National Guard has been deployed, but yet Trump supposedly spent time trying to cut funding for the federal agencies, so then the National Guard don't really even got a lot of funds to go there. I don't know, it's just all like chaotic, man. So that's why I'm tapping in this time, because in 2020 those protests felt chaotic, but actually everything was also chaotic at that moment too, because we're talking about the middle of COVID. This is June 2020. This is still people dying. We don't know, like, if you cough on me, like, back at that time it was like, oh shit, you coughing in front of me, like, really, like, because
put a mask on, please.
At June 2020, that's where we would have been at. Right now, you and I wouldn't even be this close, probably. Mm-hmm. It'd be, actually, I was in Kruger, so yes, we would. But anyway, whole point is, it was chaotic in 2020 when these protests broke out, and then times right now still feel chaotic, and these protests are breaking out. So, I don't know, man. Something's got to give. Our boy Copy, he had mentioned that, like, ICE is also in Heights, like, out.
Oh, no.
So, what if the protests happen here?
I mean,
honestly,
I don't think it shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to it, man. When I went to the Brooklyn protest, I was just wishing that everybody would be able to join. Like, everybody, you don't even have to like feel like, I don't know, like it was disheartening sometimes when I saw people just be like, oh,
dismissive of the process.
I can't. It's too much for me, and I'm like, it's too much for you. Like, we're not even going. I'm not even losing anything here. Like, quote unquote, respectfully,
Yeah.
I tell myself, I will lose here if I don't participate, if I don't care.
That's
You know
where
what I'm
it's at.
saying?
That's where it's
Like,
at, man. We gotta tell ourselves that we will lose if we don't participate.
it's
That's where the
wild.
real loss is, man.
You
Yeah,
know?
so that's what makes me think. Cause the one thing I haven't researched is how people need support out there. Cause I know those folks need support.
Yeah, I have
If
a friend
folks
who,
don't know,
mad friends in LA, and they're
yeah,
pretty close to that.
yeah. I mean, it's yeah. They shut down the what is it? The I-80. It's pretty big, man. It's pretty big. I was surprised that some folks around me had no idea. Some people started talking about it today at work, but not a lot, man. Not a lot. Let me see what's the latest news on it now that we're talking about this. But
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's
yeah,
tough. That's tough.
so
Tough news.
I had the.
That was a little tough news.
Let's see if they're there. Oh, look, let me see. It says
We
reports
saw.
oh no, that's reports from the ground. So maybe it's time to turn back on this. But let me look at LA protest. Cause sometimes that's what I've been clicking, and then you still see stuff. Look. Oh, is that from yesterday?
It says live though, bro.
I mean, it would be daytime over there right now. It's a lot of people. And you know what I found a photo of in my Facebook too, actually? I actually, and which I'm glad I uploaded it, but I have to download it and take it out of, and from my own archive. But it's a photo I took when I visited, when I was down at Occupy Wall Street. From 2011, when those when that protest was also, let me see if I could, cause we were paying attention.
2011.
Yeah, 2011, dogs. Yeah, man. 2011, man. So it was a while ago, but for me, that's why I watched this and I'm like, man, just look at the freaking, like, just again, just it's that again. We're back at that place where we are, in protest. And again, it's like you said, it's not like we shouldn't be doing this because shit has been pretty messed up for a while now, and a lot of us have complained, me included. But it's like, yo, so are you gonna do something, or you just, you're just gonna sit around? Because at one point, isn't that our right to? Like, isn't that our right to say something? And it is our right to say something, or to try to stand up, or to be in protest, especially when we don't agree. Because rent's too high, like, we can't be. But yeah, man.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like, one thing that I've been like witnessing that, like, even in a more personal level, is just the lack of like teachings of like the good in the past generations, which protest is one of those things. Like, many generations from before have success. They started the protesting and successfully continue it, and I just don't feel like I was ever, like, really taught that there's a skill to that. It's not just a thing you go do, because that's why then people go and they get overcome by their emotions, and then the mission is lost.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're right. Organizing and to get this done is not as simple as just like, hey, the system's messed up, like, and we're all outside one day and there's a big crowd like this. I think there's a lot that goes into organizing, man. And I know this because I do follow some organizers here, even on the space.
And many personally.
Yeah, so I follow, like, especially like lately it's been like Black Alliance for Peace, and I learned about them through Black Power Media. So, that's what I did not want to happen. For your face to go all the way like that. But yeah.
It gave me brainiac face.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just trying to set you up right here, man. On the side.
It's all good.
Neatly. I wasn't trying to OD. That was funny. But
imagine we have anybody online, they're like, oh, whoa, dang.
This is again, what we doing, what am I call it?
Wow, man.
DIY,
so
DIY
right now.
DIY production. Yeah, according to this is right now. So it that's what I mean. Like, it's you see how like.
So this still has to do with just the same. Did somebody
call me?
No, maybe we'll wait. Just is fine. They got my what they call it, my my edges. My edges. This is similar. This is just the same as
What is this for you?
the immigration things that have been going on, right? I've taken people and just forcing them to go back, like home,
yeah,
quote unquote.
Yeah.
But
so
it's like slowly trickling to just many different like.
Well, right now it's in California that I know of. Right now, I haven't heard. Oh, although, sorry, I'll take that back. I was on TikTok also because I was trying to, like, YouTube at some point wasn't really showing me anything from the protest, at least from live. And it was showing me this, like, aerial coverage, and I'm like, I'm not really trying to see that. I want, like, what are the people on the ground doing?
Right,
you know,
right.
I don't want aerial footage, like, you know. So, so I turned into TikTok to see to look for some of that, and I found that in Houston, I believe, is where I saw. Someone's in Houston. So there were protests happening in Houston as well. But as I said, like it's yeah, this is where we at, man, and it's like, again, you force people, you back people into a corner, and people gonna do what they do, man. You know, like they're gonna. Again, our government, I do believe for a while, I mean, our government has been backing us into a corner, you know, where this could be possible. I don't, you know,
I feel
people.
like that's their little.
Again, you think folks really want to
do.
be there? You know what I mean? Like everyone rather be home chilling, man. Everyone. But you know, like, again, like our ancestors, who at some point they were enslaved.
Oh wait, look, it got me looking. If I look that way, I'm looking at you.
Oh, okay. No, it was good. Good look. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh, is it? Oh, it's not good. He said, yeah. I did it. He said, you sure? You sure?
Wait, where you at, bro?
Yeah. Oh.
Giving me vertigo.
That's funny. I didn't realize that. My fault.
No,
I was looking at the wrong thing.
We have a lot of serious episodes that we need little, like, little, what do you call it?
Comedic relief.
Comedic relief. Thank you.
Yeah. This is what we just happened. Look, the Associated Press have something. Marines will now be deployed to Los Angeles. What are they doing? I mean, it is a lot of people. I mean, bro, they have blocked that freeway. So see that freeway right there? All of them were there.
Yeah, they don't want them to go there.
Either because, you know, it's a strategy to disrupt. And that's, you know, again, I know that there are people who are like, you know, oh, man, but why do you have to cause traffic, though? I got somewhere to be. And it's like, listen, you're about to not have nowhere to be if things continue the way they're continuing.
Yeah, you keep thinking you have places to be until they tell you can't be there no more. That's the thing. That's your privilege. Oh, you could be over there, right? I can't. They don't even want me here. That's the privilege. Like, that's tough.
Yeah, man.
This is what bothers me because I just, like, again, this isn't a governmental level of government and the people, and me, like, I keep seeing the levels of just what even the people to the people, what we do to ourselves. Like, it's the same thing what we do to ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, barricading people off when they want certain things.
Oh, yeah.
And not allowing them to, like, in the smallest sense, like, if you were to want to go and speak to the principal and you had an issue and you wanted to address it, then they start taking you off of school trips, and now you can't even talk to the kids, and they start messing with your influence.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And it just
or even if
me.
a student starts to stand up in the class.
Because the government is just people. We're people versus people. We keep doing it. And then we keep thinking it's the government versus us. And then they're going to keep playing this game. Like you said, back us into a corner, and we're fighting them until it's all going crazy. And everybody who's in control is just watching, and they get to sit. Is it over? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the people versus the people.
Yeah.
It ain't never going to be over until we really get this shit settled. Like, and all exposed. Like, all out there. Like, it's fake as fuck. This just generate, bro. Really, bro. It's triggering because even like the TikTok, all the shit I see, like, mad random, like, DDG and India Love, like saying them the little cutesy little love. I'm like, I don't believe this fucking weird ass shit. Like,
it's all media, man. There's a lot of these things we're playing, you know.
Killing me, man. All this shit that y'all think is like innocent, it plays to a bigger problem that we don't know what's truth. Like, just let truth be truth.
Yeah.
And see hate as hate, and see what doesn't build as what destroys.
Well, yeah, that's why it's hard, Rob, with the way we've been infiltrated. I think, you know, because I think we've been pushed to believe that stuff is entertaining and good for us. So the gossipy type of behaviors, the stuff we see streamers doing, is a new form of media, right? So it's just an audience being captivated, and I think as the younger folks, that's their form of media, where now they're following these stories and these streams that just keeping us all, you know, distracted. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that watch that type of stuff, I'm not sure that they're well versed in something like this that's happening. Oh, look, there's a Puerto Rican flag. Actually, I just peeked out in the crowd. But yeah, man, it's definitely, we know it's definitely by design. It's definitely by design to get to a difficult place. Because I think you shared these videos with me about the Mad TV reunion. I thought so. That's one of the things you wanted to talk about today as well. Let me see.
Because to your credit, you watched it, and you didn't even know if that could be true. Yeah. And I'm like, I hear you, bro. Like, we don't know it could be true. I before the last episode, I showed you a comedic thing, and you were like, I think he might be telling the truth, and I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, see where we at? Yeah. We don't know. Like, now, how do you move? Now you're always like, how do you move?
Where would it be AI?
You're like this, like you're on defense. That's what defense is in football.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
And then you gotta wait for someone to react, and then you move. But that's not how we're up. That's not how we should be.
Let me see if I could try to pull it up here.
So to tap in, appreciate you for bringing that up.
Well, no, because I know I want to give light to that, because just to move away also from the protest as well, because that's just been on my mind. So, but yeah.
Right, this is big because for me it just taps into the manuscript. Aries Spears is just a man who, if you don't know him, very big in the 90s.
Sound good. It is good. She's living that.
Yes.
What is missing?
Shaq Impressions. Started off with Mad TV. This is a podcast called Tiger Belly. That's by Bobby Lee and his wife. As you can see on the opposite end in the orange chair with the glasses, and the three in the middle are co-work. They were stars of Mad TV as well with Bobby Lee. And in this conversation, I just found it to be very important for our podcast and for people to see, because Aries shares respectfully his desires. And as y'all start to see, I love that the women, the women, you could see there's just two men, and you could feel the energy of the women, and where, you know what I'm saying, we as men have to be willing to go. You don't lose anything. But you could see how hard Aries is holding on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll play some of it now.
Yeah, go for it.
Stop. What's the number?
Your
What's the
equation will never be satisfied. Why? Because some other motherfucker will come along that'll take and blow the world up, and you'll want to be that. And then some other motherfucker will come around and have as talented as you, or possibly more, and then you're going to get upset. Because, again, you focus on everything that is not you.
Hold up.
Everything you want.
Wait a minute.
But not what's in your present space.
No, listen, I hear you, but what I'm just saying is, when I go to comedy clubs, and listen, I'm not saying this is me saying this. I'm telling you what people have said to me. And they go, yo, man, you one of the GOATs. Yo, you a legend. And I go in my mind, no, stop. Eddie Murphy's a legend. Richard Pryor is a legend.
Right,
Dave
but then
Chappelle.
you stop. No, and the reason that shut you off is because if they tell you that, shut the fuck up, listen to what they're saying, and accept it.
Well, I do kind of.
You know what I'm saying?
But
you always have, Aries, because you always have some shit after that to say, no, that's not yours. Hey, but
what I'm saying is, it's hard for me when I hear that and they go, yo, you top 5, you up there with Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, and I'm just going, If my talent is that,
Aries,
then why?
Aries.
Aries, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
If tomorrow
No, he doesn't.
you
He's
got that
ready
mansion
to.
and that big bag of cash, you think a switch is just going to flip on for you and that you'll automatically be, this is what I deserve and I'm a happy man today. If tomorrow that happened for you.
From that aspect of having it,
Let's say you said, okay, you want your flowers, you're the GOAT, you've dreamt of this mansion your whole life.
Yeah.
If by midnight you move into that mansion of your dreams and you get everything you've ever dreamt about, the money, the bag, the mansion, whatever it is, do you think that you could sit there and be like, okay, I got it, I am fulfilled, I am happy?
I would be happy if I got that plus the things that really matter.
What are the things that really matter?
I'm not a great father to my kids.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
God,
getting
my
somewhere.
heart just exploded.
So I want to tighten up my relationship with my son.
Oof. Do that, and maybe the mansion will follow.
This is very important.
And
when you
and
bring
and,
up
and as much as I love the
laughter.
woman who I want to marry for the third time, I cheat. I fuck other women.
Yeah.
So I have a problem.
So
with
you have holes in your body
Yeah.
that not a mansion or a bag of
Well,
cash will ever fill.
Whoa, wait. If I'm going to fuck up, let me fuck up with the mansion. But not saying I want to fuck up. I'm just simply...
Typical, right? Typical. Which you gotta laugh at, you know? You laugh at, man, talk to me.
No, I mean, it was interesting again on the second watch. I think it was more genuine. I don't think they were bullshitting now. But it's interesting that you know, I think he was okay with it. I think they ran with it. Obviously, it works for show, you know. She's yelling at him, saying, "You motherfucker," and all this type of stuff, which, you know, they could only do that because they clearly known each other for years. You know?
Yeah.
I don't imagine he's gonna allow anybody to just talk to him that way.
And she was the only one there doing that.
Yeah. And I think, but all, you know, she made the Debbie. She made the comment as well. Well, you know, maybe you get that, and then the mansion will come after, right?
And the mansion will fall.
All right. It was her being able to still to have a dig at him, basically on his father skills. Again, even thinking about just how he randomly kind of plotted that out there, and like, I want to be a better dad. Like, I don't know. It was like you were talking about wanting a mansion, better dad. So it was interesting because clearly it made me just think of masculinity, you know, again, and what does he really want? And I think, you know, the clip you showed me afterwards, the ones that preceded is the women also giving him advice. But part of me is like, that's the part that I think is a problem, because if he only listen, you know, I do think that a lot of times us men, we like the advice from women, but a lot of us still will only listen to a man. I mean, even in his own example, right? He brings up these other guys that have more than him, which he already got called out on. So it only tells me then he's still probably only gonna listen to a man. Right. So it's like these women are telling him something that probably is going to go in one ear and out the other, even though he's like, yeah, you're right. He's saying some insightful shit, but he's not really is he really going to take it to heart? Or would he take it to heart the same way if that was a table full of men? You know, and they're talking to him in the same way, saying the same jokes, the same lines, but it's just all men. What would it register like? Would it register? Would he have the same affect? Would he be more animated? Will he just let the one dude talk to him the way she was talking to him, or will he feel more compelled to like, you know?
Yeah.
You know,
I understand.
But I do think that because I've seen it. I've seen men, like I've said shit to men in the presentation. My colleague is a woman. We're saying the same shit in the presentation. I could literally say what she just said right after, and they'll be like, "Damn, yo, you're right." I'm like, yeah, but she just said that. You know, like it could be word for word, and I've like literally seen it. Some men. And it could be the most misogynistic looking motherfucker or the most regular looking motherfucker. They'll like, I could say it, and they'll pay attention to me more, you know. And again, I think that does come from our conditioning, unfortunately. I think a lot of us as men are taught to listen to men as well. But I think women do it too. But I'm saying us as men specifically, we're also more, I think, taught to follow men, right? Like, again, perfect example. He's already comparing himself to the greats, and it's like, and I thought that was interesting too, because I'm like, man, at least somebody's calling you the GOAT. Like, I don't know.
I love how she said, just take
it.
Compliment.
Yeah, take the compliment. But again, it's that comparison to other men already, and and what they don't have.
But
Yeah.
but yo, right? They weren't wrong. I forget the other clips I showed you, but I don't know. I don't think it's really important, but it was just really nice too. Because in one of the other ones, the wife comes in and says, "Listen, we thought that we had an idea too, us together, me and Bobby, how our life was gonna plan out. Literally, the minute that we got what we thought we wanted, that's actually when our relationship unraveled." And you know what I'm saying? To put it in perspective for him, sometimes the things that you think you want aren't what you need. And then you start realizing what it really is, and you work from there.
Yeah.
And in those other two clips, just to nutshell them, that's basically, that's one. And then Deborah, the bald woman, she was telling him also that it's that basically, oh, actually what she said there, that it was, someone's always gonna, it's just always gonna happen.
More,
It's always gonna be better. And you won't know that, Aries, until you make that move. You won't know.
And does that inner work, man, you know? Because it started with, like, be a better father. Again, I thought it was so great how that kind of went from there. Because, yeah, it starts there. Just be a better human being. And, I mean, really, and stuff will follow. So, it's like, you're in a position to be a father and, like, you know, have somebody right there. You don't have to go out and meet somebody new and then try to build a relationship, be something impactful in their life. Like, you could, you know, he could be impactful right there. Because I believe that. I mean, I do think karma's real. Karma is real. You know, you played this and it made me think of this clip I've been wanting to show. And actually, when Nips was on with us, because we was talking about masculinity again and, like, different definitions of it. And even this idea. But it was Diallo, man. He said something that stuck with me. Yeah, nah. Diallo Kenyatta. I got him right here already. Let me see. I'm gonna play this clip right here. So it's only, so he talks about when I'll start it from right here, but I don't want to go too long winded, because he only says something that I thought about. I'm like, that's. He brought up a point about masculinity and how we're fed this idea, and then it's basically in society we're kept away from it. So, you know, society feeds us this idea, but then we're not allowed to even.
They're starving us from the same thing.
From what,
like,
you know,
giving us food with no nutrients.
You know.
Interesting. And when I bought them,
so
right,
he starts
the
with,
thing about manhood is an elastic term and concept, and depending on the era in which you live, the standards for what it makes a man, the qualities necessary of a man, evolve.
Oh, for context, he was just talking about how he was talking about getting some glasses, and he thought some were really fly, but then he was like, oh, wait a minute, but that's from the women's section, and that his son told him, like, so what does that mean that it's from the women's section? You thought they were fly, like, they look fly, you was gonna buy them, but now is it like, what does that mean that it's from the women's section? Yeah. So that's why he was saying, like,
that's what I love about children.
And then we really pretend.
Yeah. See how God worked through them?
Like Tupac didn't take a picture in a Speedo sitting in the bathtub with champagne and gold chains. We really gonna pretend like Prince never happened. Right. That brothers wouldn't wear tight slacks. And Del Jones said when we were kids, we wore pants so tight you had to screw your feet off to take your pants off and put them on.
Ken dolls.
And so we talk about the destruction, the eradication, the elimination of masculinity. When masculinity ain't going nowhere, humanity would have to go extinct. And what you could say, if you want to be sophisticated, is say masculinity, according to my limited and warped definition of masculinity, isn't accessible to me. I don't see it anymore. You know, you could say that. But the problem with it, and the reason because this isn't just about somebody's opinion. Because this myth that masculinity is going away, is gone, or under attack provokes behavior. It provokes a large amount of very toxic and even dangerous behavior. Heather B said the only thing stronger than love then a man's love is a man's ego.
Yeah,
And if you read certain books about violence, one of the highest correlations between violence and threat to ego. You better off threaten a man's mama, threaten a man's property, threaten a man's freedom. But you threaten a man's ego, that will provoke violence quicker than anything else. Now, it's hard to gauge because different men have their egos wrapped up in different things. But if you dissect it, like, why did you do it? Why'd you shoot? Why'd you stab? Why'd you set that fire? Why'd you ram that car? They might say, oh, they talking crazy. She cheated on me. You know, he was from a different set than me. But more so, when you get down to it, I felt disrespected. My ego was threatened.
That's not the part, though. I think, let me see if he gets to it now.
And so, masculinity and manhood, which unto itself is mythologized and warped. And you have somebody as milquetoast, as apolitical, as status quo,
Trump,
as Anthony Mackie, perpetuating this myth that manhood has gone away. That manhood has gone away, and it's something you have to consciously and deliberately create and defend and protect. Which is absurd. And that's the kind of shit that Army recruiters use.
Nah, it wasn't. There was a
when you create that chasm,
okay,
it is a set pattern of behaviors provoked by a fallacy. But more so, when you get down to it, I felt disrespected. My ego was threatened.
No, I went too far back.
Yeah.
It is a set pattern of behaviors provoked by a fallacy. Manhood is not under attack. What the oppressor has done was cultivated a warped sense of manhood in the males in society. And after creating that warped sense of malehood, they deny that population access to the very thing that they have defined for you that you need. And then when you create that chasm, in that chasm, they fill it up with scapegoats. These females, these punks, corporate media, DEI, broken families. They fill it up
Mama's allergic
with
to
things.
DEIs, yeah.
And they blame powerless groups for destroying this thing that doesn't fucking exist. Can you imagine?
I understand. Destroy something that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
And then you end up trying to make that shit. You're fighting for something that's exactly what they want you to fight for.
So he mentions, right, the part where, like, again, we were told what it means to have malehood in males, the males of society. If you look at humans, right, and then now it was a warped sense of what it means to be a man, and then you get denied to even be that.
Right.
So then that was perfect because again, like even going back to Ari Spears, right? It was what was he chasing? There was a gap. There was that gap, you know. Yeah. There was a gap there between something he was told he needs.
Yeah, you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT.
You need, and the GOATs have this.
Yeah.
What does Eddie Murphy have? Yeah. What does Kevin Hart have?
Yeah.
And you're not up there, so who else you gotta blame? You know, in between when it's really like, dude, like, what do you even feel like yourself as a man that you know?
Actually, I wonder if Kevin Hart's the scapegoat that he mentioned, right?
Could be.
Because like
could be that.
I found it very odd that he even mentioned Kevin Hart.
I mean, his kids. The fact that it could be his kids saying that I'm a bad father. The reason why I don't have that is because I'm a bad father, and so he could sort of low key be putting that on his own kids, because you know that's. So it was interesting, man. He brought that up. I mean, the rest of it, if you're interested, definitely he goes off again as to why he gets into it because he talks about like the connection between why he thinks men have started getting more into Trump, and so he theorizes why he believes that even black men are supporting Trump, and so that's one of the parts he gets to, and I remember I saved it because I'm like, yeah, he set a bar right there, man. I was like, because I felt that because I've been there, you know, chasing this idea of manhood that doesn't really exist. That people who are in control told me so that I could be down here fighting for something that it was made up to keep us fighting.
For sure.
Because when it comes to billionaires, they don't have there's no gender to a billionaire. They don't care. They have too much money to care what you think about whether they have a penis or a vagina, or whether they have both. Think if somebody have billions, they care what you think. Mm-hmm. They could have 3 titties, and they're not gonna care what you think at that point. So I'm not under any illusion that really, really ultra rich people give a fuck. They're whoever they want to be. Yeah. And they really live life how we're all supposed to live it.
Yeah, we're not having the same battles. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Family battles. That's what.
You think they care what they mama think if they have those billions? You know what I'm saying? They don't. They probably sent somebody to smack their mom. Like, as a matter of fact, I got so much money, I'll get somebody to smack you.
That's when I dip out, because if you don't got the heart for that, that's hard for me to see. Like, wow.
I'm thinking on that level. So it's yeah, man. It's he said that, and it made me think of like that. Oh, he also has a good point about providers and what it means to provide and where that even comes from. It's earlier in this presentation he did, which was at this point 2 months ago. Yeah, man. So Diallo, man, he says a lot of crazy shit, but he also says a lot of shit that has me like, all right, I got you. You got me there. You got me there. But yeah, man, all in the name of trying to get things better, man. But it is past 7:30.
No, I love to have love.
It was great, man. I mean, we'll keep chopping it up after that, but for this, we'll be done.
Yeah, we just wanted to tap in real quick with y'all.
It's been an hour, bro. It's been an hour. Yeah. You gotta keep it an hour, man. The manuscript on Mondays, at the very least, you're gonna hear from us, man. You got a little bit of conversation about the protest. Also honesty, man. So if you do have a group of people around you that were talking to you, like Ari Spears' longtime co-workers were talking to him, be grateful, and I think take advantage of that, because a lot of people also don't have that. People that would hold them accountable with love, because clearly there was also a lot of love in that room. So I did see that as well when I was watching it, and then again on the second playback, I'm like, you could tell that they've known each other for years, and there still is that love. They probably annoy the shit with him. They probably do get upset, but
him and Bobby actually weren't like cool in the beginning.
Yeah, who how many of us will probably have a cousin or a family member we don't like sometimes or annoyed with. So if you do have that, then take advantage of it and work with your people, man. Because I think to your earlier point that I don't know if you got to say it, I think the part that there was some growth there, at least even in that episode, how he was able to turn around and hear things. I think hopefully that would be the ideal place that we're all at. We can have conversations and grow, especially for us as men. I think a lot of us could benefit from having, at least seeing a future where we can change. I think there are a lot of us that already done horrible shit, harmed some people, and that we don't feel like there's any way we could come back from that. But we can, man. There's always a room for us. And if you can at least, I think if you can't make amends with those who you harmed, then you can make amends by like building new communities and then just helping people else who you do meet along the way, man. So that if the last group of people you were surrounded by, they all be like, yo, yeah, he was an asshole, I didn't really fuck with him. But then now you go and meet another group of 20, 30, 40, 100 people, and they're all like, you're great. I think you'll be fine if it's still just 20, 30 people who are still saying you're a piece of shit. But then you have 100 people who can vouch for you and say, well, this person really turned their life around. I know what they used to be, right? And and they impacted me in a positive way. Yeah, man. I do believe that hopefully that's at least something we could get to. And also depends on the harm. So I don't want to put it out there and make it seem like I'll just accept anybody. All right, there are some men. I've said this before. If you listen to Manuscript, there's certain people who I've said don't deserve that kind of treatment at all.
Which I respect, man, because you gotta put some boundaries down. I'm learning.
You feel me? Like I don't think there's some people we can just accept back. You know what I'm saying? If 20 people hate him, maybe 100 people should hate him too.
And not every battle's for you, though.
But that's
if you can't love them, then don't love them.
Not all of us are Hitlers.
Make your hate known.
You know
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man. I know we need each other in that way, man. So men's mental health again. Want to give a shout out to that, and also Father's Day coming up. But again, so the challenge for this week is play it forward, man. I know I'm paying it forward. I have some ideas of how I want to do that this week, so I'll report back on how it goes. But my hope is not one I forget. Man, do you have your idea of what you want to do? Not really. It'll come to you. Yeah, it'll come to you. Yeah, it'll come to you.
My brain already quickly was like, maybe I'll give them the hey, I'm just calling to say goodnight. that whole thing people do.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. You call some
Just
call somebody from first grade.
My cousin. No, I'm called a Fred.
Oh,
Fred. That's just hilarious.
Actually, if you do that, man, if there's a way to record it, I would like to see it.
All right.
All right, y'all, man. This is us, Manuscript again. Peace.
Thank you, Mr. Hegan.
Thank you.